Michelle. Thank you for joining us at Barnsley Book Festival. I'm wondering if you can tell us a little bit about your latest book, The Steel Girls at War.
Yeah, I definitely can. So Steel Girls at War is the fourth book in the Steel Girls series, and as you might guess, it's going through the lead up to something quite dramatic in the war, and how the women who have been left in Sheffield are coping with that while partners are away. And they're facing, after a year of a phony war, real trials and tribulations. And it's about female friendship and how those women come together to get through that really tricky period.
Yeah, oh wow. Where'd you get your inspiration for the books? Because they seem quite heavy, but obviously there's light moments as well in there, so where'd you get the inspiration?
There is, there's light and dark. So I, obviously based on Women of Steel, the non-fiction book that I wrote, so I interviewed the real women of steel.
Amazing.
So those real women were my inspiration. They are the characters, they're muddled through in a fictional way. So all my characters have probably been based on a real woman of steel. Of course, there's lots of poetic license, but I couldn't have made those stories up. I don't have that imagination. It was those women that inspired me.
But what a beautiful way to immortalise them in fiction as well.
Absolutely, because not everyone wants to read a history book, so they can learn through historical fiction, which is a much softer read. It's more gentle, but actually you're still learning something.
Yeah,
so
it's like accessible.
Absolutely.
Historical.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. If you had a favourite character in one of your books, who would you pick and why? I know that's a hard question.
It is, because I do love most of my ladies in the book, but there is a lady called Betty, and she's quite young. She's in her early 20s, but she's got this absolute determination and this drive, and she gave up her role in a solicitor's office to go and work in a factory, and she was just determined to do her bit, but also when anything goes wrong, she's the problem solver, or when anyone's in trouble, she's there to help them out.
I love that.
And her own fiance's away on RAF training, so she's got her own worries, but she won't let them overtake her, and she's just got
that's amazing.
Positivity.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, I love it. Sounds so emotional. I'd be absolutely crying at any book like this. So, yeah, I don't know how you write it without being so emotional. You're just crying all of the time.
Well, there are scenes. I'm working on book 6 at the moment, and there's some really sad elements to it, and I did find myself thinking, oh my goodness, this is awful. You know? It's really sad. Yeah. But I want to tell the story of the war in a real way, so we can't rose tint it.
No, that's amazing. What do you think about Barnsley having their first big book festival?
I think it's utterly amazing. I think, you know, there's so much talent around Yorkshire, and Barnsley gets, you know, this sort of, oh, it's Barnsley, you know, it can't be anything good coming out of there. Well, actually there is. There's poets, there's artists, there's authors, the creatives, and we should be celebrating everybody from every town, so it's been long needed, so I'm delighted that we finally have a book festival.
Amazing. Oh. And then we're going to ask you one more question. So, if there was a book that you've read recently that you'd really recommend to our readers and our visitors to the book festival, what would it be? I know that's a hard one.
It is, because I read so much, but I've just finished a book called All the Light We Cannot See.
It's on my TBR. I've not read it yet.
It's been on Netflix. It's very different, so I wouldn't say the book or the film's better than the other.
Oh, really? Interesting.
The adaptation for Netflix is quite different.
Oh, wow.
But the book is incredible. It was 10 years in the making. Anthony Dawes, who wrote it, and you can tell every sentence, every character, every plot. It's a real wartime saga, but based on a blind girl in France when the Germans invade, and that survival, and it's just so beautifully written. Am I going to need some tissues then for the tears when I read it? Yes. Yeah. Okay. On a lighter note, it's nearly time for the event tonight at the book festival, so I'll let you get off. Thank you so much for speaking to me tonight. Thank you for having me. Thank you.